I just want to ask if you'd join me in prayer for a minute. You know, life is busy and life is oftentimes tough, and it's hard to decide whether you're busy for the right reasons or not. Heavenly Father, I come to you with a clear mind and an open heart. Lord, I thank you so much for this day that you've given me, and I thank you so much for all of your blessings, the patience that you've gently delivered into my being.
I'm just thinking how wonderful the Lord is. That's a point that I want to bring up, is that you can't avoid God's work. You can try, but ultimately I feel everyone should at least attempt to seek him.
Amos, free. Okay. So, we're here on the side of the Parks Highway. You can see that burn over there. We're gonna go, lift my bag. We're gonna go look for some morels. And we're gonna hunt this first. There's some more burn way that way, and there's some more way that way. So we're just gonna do some exploring. So, this looks like it might have been last year's burn, considering, or, you know, it's an older burn considering all of the new growth down here on the floor. However, these cup-like mushrooms right here, those are called asimatites, or that's my understanding. And they are always 100% of the time around when morels are around. At least burn morels. Don't know about naturals. But if you're finding these cups, they are directly associated with the burn morel. Which of course is lots of fun, because it looks exactly like this pine cone. But we're going to check this spot out for a little bit. There's some asimatites, so surely there's some. And then if not, we'll just keep on moving on. But you know, this is just kind of the kind of country you want to look at. Nice scorched trees, good hot bottom. See, there's some more asimatite there, base of my toe. There's some more there, so there's got to be morels. It's just whether or not we have enough shade, heat, all of the conditions in this particular burn to make everything work out. Because we are on a different slope than the one down there. The burn on that side might be producing better because it might be shadier in this warmer weather. So just something to think about and consider. And we're gonna try it and kind of see what all pans out. So, I don't know, a couple seconds later, you can see there another asimatite. And right over here, we have our first morel of this spot. And it looks to be in pretty decent shape. It's a little on the old side, a little dry. No bugs yet, but proof. There was one there. And there's your asimatites. They're always together. Now, I did move into a much shadier part of this burn. As you can see, when I was over there, it was sunnier. Granted, the particular time of the day, but this mushroom is on a shady side. So, because this is an western facing slope, so it probably is a little bit toasty. So that could mean that we might have lesser numbers over here, as opposed to going over there to a southern facing slope where temperatures stay cooler. So we might head that direction, because I think I go uphill for a long ways this way. But we'll see, and we'll keep in touch. There's some more. These are older though. These are starting to get pretty dry. I think I'm gonna leave those. This one can maybe come with me. This one's not too horrible. But there's just some, dates. Today is the 11th of July. It's been rainy. Oh, look, there's someone picked that monster. Yep, see, there we go. There we go. These are getting a little bug eaten. Today, you can see they came up after someone else was here. And that's just how it goes, you know? I mean, this one's beautiful. Little tiny bit of bug. But that's still, I mean, you still got half of that that's completely edible. Again, back to the dates. July 10th. See, this is what happens when you just sit down for a second. It's July 10th. It's been off and on rainy. It's been relatively cool, nothing over the 70s. Well, actually, that's a lie. It's 72 right now. Via the weatherman. Right here, it's much cooler than that. So that's our general conditions. It's been pretty wet the last week, which is contributing to this excellent growth out here. Oh, look at those. Holy smokes, I hope you can see. See, this is why you get on a different playing level. Crouch down, lay down on the ground. Look at that pear underneath that log. Now, how pretty is that? Better grab these before I forget and get all excited. That's why I was over here. This is what you do. They're just, when you get in a good spot and you've got good weather, they should just about be everywhere. It's just a matter of, they disguise themselves. They hide so well. And that's why I find this so fun. You know, you can be walking around all willy-nilly, only find a couple. But if you truly take the time and just appreciate God's work of, hey, you know, we're gonna make this difficult because it is a supreme mushroom. It should be difficult. But it's also available to everybody because, I mean, like, look at how many people came in and already cut these, that here I am coming in and getting second or potentially even third helpings. Who knows how many people have come through here. Although, they definitely forgot to get on another playing field. Look at those monsters. That's beautiful. Those are good, healthy, clean. That's what we like to find right there. They grew so big underneath that stick, they were bent over because they were hitting the top of it. So, all right, so here's an excellent, goodness gracious, example of conditions in which most people are going to avoid this area. You look around, there's tall shrubbery, tall greens. It's kind of hard to see the ground floor, which is going to make mushroom hunting very difficult. But does that mean they're not here? Absolutely not. So let's provide an example. Look at this monster here. He's a little on the old side. We're dehydrating some of these anyway, so he's perfectly ready for dehydration. However, you look up the hill and there's more and more and more. You know, these are all on the dehydrator side of use, but they've already got a head start in what we're planning on doing with a lot of these. You know, we'll eat some fresh, but that doesn't mean they can't go in the back and go back to dehydration. There's another one right through there. But people don't like to hunt this type of environment because it's not easy. It's mushroom hunting, not mushroom foraging. See, now this guy here, he's dry on the top, nice and crunchy, but his inside was soft. You don't want that. That's rot. He's going back to decomp. He's going back to the forest. We don't want one of those. Like this one, the stem is still nice and firm. The top's getting dry, as you can hear. The top's dry, but the stem's still firm. So that's still perfectly good. And if I look down in there, there's no creepy crawlies, which when we cut them, they'll come out anyway. So those are good. A dry top with a firm stem, totally good to go. A dry top with a mushy stem like those ones down in there, don't bother. You're gonna have a nightmare on your hands. because they're just in the middle of going back to decomp, and they're slimy and they're gross. So obviously the hunting in situations like this is proper hunting, and it does take a lot more time. You got to slow down, look hard, can't just stumble upon them. Well, you can, but your odds are significantly lesser, which doesn't take away from the fact that they're there. So here's a interesting little something different. First mushroom we've seen that's different. When I don't know what they are, oh, look at all those buggies. And they just have I call them an LBM. Little brown mushroom. Don't know what it is, don't eat it. Unless you happen to know what they are. I've never seemed to figure out what most of the little brown mushrooms are. And I've pored over the books a few times. Doesn't mean that I was particularly looking for figure out what that is, but honestly, they're so small, you gotta pick a million of them just to have a snack. So there's something different. Maybe it's the same thing, maybe not. An LLBM, little light brown. Obviously, for most of you that aren't, you know, like washing your hands and stuff like that, sometimes, you know, they say don't touch it if you don't know what it is. I can understand it, although I've done it my entire life, touched things that I don't know, minus amanitas. I know what an amanita is, and I don't touch them. Minus the yellow ones. I guess you can touch the yellow ones, because, well, you shouldn't touch them either. But the yellow amanitas, thoroughly cooked, are technically okay for you. I don't know if they're good or not. I never had the courage to try. But it is an option. Look at that monster. But in general, yeah, see, ooh, goodness gracious. There's mushrooms growing on this mushroom. We'll leave you be. There's fungi on the fungi. But so yes, for the most part, if you don't know, don't touch. You guys probably don't even want to listen to me jabber anyway. But if you don't mind it, why not put a thumbs up on it, and maybe I'll start including some of this stuff. Who knows? Now, there's a monster. This is what we like to see. This is one of those. I saw that flag move in the background. Thought it was my dog, and then I went, my dog's not that tall. What is that? It's a good mushroom. I feel like most everything in Alaska is very high in competition. You know, the fishing's shoulder to shoulder for a lot of times, the salmon and stuff. Look at that. Holy chipotle. I mean, they're eating up, but I mean, that's a monster. That's a good mushroom right there. Yeah, he's still pretty healthy. I'm gonna have to wash all the cobwebs and stuff off of them when we get home, but that one can stay. But I feel like, back to my competition thing, I feel like everything in Alaska is high competition, you know. When it's on, and everybody's there and ready to rock and roll. Because the season's so short. Well, even in the lower 48. I mean, mushroom seasons are short. But here, particularly, you know, if you don't got, excuse the roadway. There's the freeway right there. That's the Parks Highway. But if you don't have, you know, a 6-wheeler or a 4-wheelers or any of that kind of stuff to get way out in the boonies and go find some of them inaccessible burns, then you're gonna be competing, and that's great. I think it adds to the fun. And guess what? Here we are doing just fine. Been in the state for just a couple months, and here we are just thriving. Just thriving. Goodness, look at that monster. You know, this little bit of bug eat, that's all fine. Oh, you're recording? Hi. I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. This is so much fun, learning how to use technology. Get out of here, Skeeter. So since I've got you like this, I'm just gonna, because you're not connecting, imitating to the phone, I'll just show you. I found the absolute mother load. I'm gonna take you off of. We can't find the GoPro. It's 2 seconds away from you. I'm gonna take you off my hat here for a second. Excuse that daggum semi-truck that's just. That wasn't a semi-truck, that was just someone's big old loud jacked up Dodge. However, I was just fitting on trying to find a place, because I found some mushrooms down over that way, over there. And I was just fitting on trying to find a place to set you on this tree to do like a not first person view thing. Well, holy Moses. Look at that monster. I better get my knife so I don't bugger him up. Look at that. That is a unit. An absolute unit. It's the biggest morel I've ever seen. And there's tons of massive ones. I mean, that's not massive. That one's not massive. But look at these big morels all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Someone cut one right there. And there's even an old tin can in there. How about that? So, anyway, God is good. God is good. There's a 19th. And there's more down that way that I don't know if you can, I don't know how to zoom on these things. I don't know if that's possible. But there's one there, one down there. I hit the mother lode. We have found the absolute mother lode on this tree, including this absolute monster. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there. Here's 6, 7, 8. We have, we'll leave that one, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Whoa, that's interesting. These ones were off the same stem. That's kind of neat. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I lost count. Was that 16? Something like that. I guess counting really ain't the most necessary thing. We'll just always discount, double check before you move. See? There you go. Goodness gracious. Discount, double checking. Always proves worthwhile. Look at these. They're just hanging out, hiding. Get down on playing level. Just right underneath the root. Beautiful, healthy mushrooms. Just right under there. They were everywhere. Oh, there's another one. There's so many, you just about got to be careful, like you're walking on eggshells not to step on them. And my angle's okay? So look at this massive pile right here of mushrooms just in this little area. Now, how wonderful is that? Mushroom hunting here is just absolutely the most fun thing ever. So just, okay, look, what do you see? I'm gonna give you a test. I want you to comment in the comment section how many mushrooms you see in this picture right here. Okay, time's up. I'm gonna go pick them Only the ones I can see from this vantage point. And then we will compare in the comment section what we all decide we saw. Actually, I should just count them now, because if I get in there, I'm probably going to find more. That's a good bet. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot, I only see 4. Let's see what census says. Look at the size of these things. So here's one. Beautiful. Oh, I'm in a spider web. That's cool. Growth. So that's 3. Pow. 4. I said 5, didn't I? The other one's up there. But before I get to it, is there more that we couldn't see? Because you never know. And that's the beautiful thing about morels, is they're so sneaky. Oh, look there, look, see? Like I said, just hanging around. So that was our 4. Our 5th one, oh, there it is. See, look at what just a slight difference of view vantage point creates. That's a big mushroom hiding. Sure, it's on the dehydrator stage of life, but daggum. Cannot complain with that. I can't make this up. I'm just stopped for a second. I just dropped off the first half of the mushrooms. Emptied my bag since I forgot a bag. We're heading that way. Yeah, southwest. What are the odds of this? $7. Is God speaking? I didn't do this. You can see the dirt, the sand still on that bill. Hopefully you can see that. There's $7 just sitting in this ditch. What were the odds? Is that another one right there? What are the odds of that? That's going in tithes. What a wonderful thing. See, there's... Yep, that's another mushroom. Just dead on the side of the road. Someone must have dropped these, because there's no good reason for it to grow here. However, God just earned himself another $7 today. What God gives me, I give back to God. Because God gives me a lot. All these mushrooms, this opportunity to be out here and enjoy the wind, the peace, the heat. It is getting hotter. It's 75 degrees out here now. That's why we got the coolers on. Should dump some water on my noggin. But we're gonna check some of this, so we're gonna go over there. There's some more burnt stuff off this power line road. And trying to get into some of that shady up there and see what happens. Hidden gems. That's another monster. Look at that one and that one. Goodness gracious. We got some people coming up on us from the other side of this, so we want to make sure that Tweedlefart over here stays put. But oh, look at that. You move the brush. Oh, that's just a wonderful mushroom right there. I mean, I didn't even see this one at first. Look at that. Just mucho fabuloso. Sorry, I kind of stuck you in the brush there for a second. That's what happens when you're stuck on my head. You gotta go through the things I go through. Fabulous. These shady areas like this is where I'm gonna really have to put some keen eyes on going forward. I mean, those 4 mushrooms are some weight. So here's a perfect example of know that there's competition. We've got a couple gals over there somewhere. There they are. They're hunting the middle of the burn. I'm right here on the edge, and I just pulled 4 or 5. This one particular just came from right over here. Bang. Right there. Beautiful, perfect, massive mushroom. But the people...
So I'm just sitting here, just finished up my snack of oysters, and I'm just thinking how wonderful the Lord is. How wonderful is it that I'm afforded the life that I can just be sitting here in the middle of the trees, enjoying life, yet also putting food away for the winter. The fact that it is so readily available, so attainable to those who... Goodness gracious, look at that monster over there. I mean, they're just everywhere. It's you can't avoid it. That's a point that I want to bring up, is that you can't avoid God's work. You can't avoid God forever. You can try. But ultimately, I feel everyone should at least attempt to seek Him. But I think it's an important thought process. The fruit of the Lord and the unwavering fulfillment that the Lord can provide for you if you're willing to slow down and look in the hard places. It's just a matter of looking in the hard places. Because your heart doesn't want... I should put that differently. Your heart is willing to take the hard road, but your brain does not. Your brain does not want to take the road of struggling through change, even though it's potentially the most fulfilling and righteous thing that you can do. It's different for every circumstance, and every person is different, so my words will land hard on some and light on others. And for those of you that it lands hard on, just know, I understand. I've been there. I understand. That's why I say it will land hard on you. It's not easy to change what might feel unforsaken, or a heart that feels cold and burnt, that feels like a piece of charcoal. It's hard to relight that fire, but it is doable. And the woods, the trees, mushroom hunting, foraging, self-sustenance, it's not for everybody. And that's totally okay. But I can tell you that just try it a little bit, just a little bit. It's amazing the peace that it can bring to your mind and heart. And when you wrap God into that story, you wrap the gospel, you wrap all of the things that Jesus has done for us, and you sit down and you patiently listen to the wind blow and the sun shining on your back, and in this example, the pine needle is falling on your face and in your hair. It's truly powerful. To say the least, it is truly powerful. What one can truly conjure through God's work in their own mindset, in their own peace. It's beautiful out here. I mean, look, even Amos is finding peace. He's clearly content. Something we should all try to strive for, and no matter, is peace and contentment. Tell me some ways that you truly find peace and contentment. I'm not gonna judge. I just want to genuinely know. What are some ways that y'all genuinely find peace and contentment? Where do you truly just, for example, me sitting here in the woods, I truly feel so relaxed to the core. Even though I just walked miles and miles and miles, to the core, I truly feel relaxed and humble. I truly feel like I could sit here for hours and hours. What are some situations in which y'all do the same? And I don't want to hear, oh, I don't do that. I want to hear, oh, how can I find that? Just my little 2 cents. Anyway, let's get back to mushroom hunting. Thanks for listening.